you need truth and life. Here is the Brother Leon Show. You better recognize.
What's going on, listeners? This is your boy, Brother Leon, and you are tuning into another episode of the Brother Leon Show. I am here today. We are going to talk about black hair business as well as black business, because I got drawn into a conversation the other night, and I was sharing from Facebook how we need to support this black hair shop, and they do supplies and stuff like that. And I shared it. And so the crazy part about all of this is that there was pushback. There was pushback from a black woman that I knew, still friends with and everything like that. And she was saying, I support black business, but I'm not going to support this one because the prices are too high and da 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 da. So my defense was, we have to support her business because in order for her to lower prices, she has to have a surplus. And so, you look at the black community and you see that we're divided. Racism has gotten us to the point where we are even divided amongst ourselves. And that's the God knows truth. Because the one thing you got to realize is that in the black community, our dollar circulates 0 to 1. And if you want to put it in a number, it circulates and stays in the community for 6 hours and then it goes. And so I want to give you tonight some facts, because the crazy part about it is that the same people that holler about black businesses or black people's businesses being too high, they never say that about Nike. They never say that about Adidas. They never say that about Walmart. They never say that about Target. They never say that about Michael Kors. They never say that shit about Coach. They never say it about Louis Vuitton or H&M. They never say it. They never say it about Strawbridges. They never say it about Macy's. But the crazy part about it is that, the businesses that I've said, when it comes to black hair care products, some of these stores like Walgreens, like Rite Aid, they keep their black hair care products and they keep some of their other products behind fiberglass. Behind fiberglass, and you got to buzz just to get it. And the crazy thing about it is that we will frequent those businesses even though they disrespect us subliminally. Same thing with Asians. You buy Chinese food and you got to pass your money through a little turnaround thing. Even at the liquor stores that are owned by Indians. You put your money in the little turnaround thing, or you slide it through the glass, however you want to do it, and then they give you your product. Total disrespect, but it's disrespect to the black community. You never see this in the white communities. You go to certain places and parts of town, you never see it. I never see it. I never see fiberglass in Trolley Square. I never see fiberglass at 273 Chinese restaurants. But yet, our black sisters, our black brothers, they run hand and foot to give their money away to the Asians, to the Asian community, to the Asian business. And so tonight we are going to talk about that. Because it's a shame that in order for us to be unified, something like this, like a George Floyd, like a Breonna Taylor, something like this has to happen, and then we're unified in the protests. But yet when it comes to really trying to build and really trying to uplift, we go back to the same old tactics. Either it's too high, we want a freebie, or we want to hook up. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say all that shit tonight. Because it doesn't make any sense to me that we're willing to give our money away to other communities but not build up our own, not invest in our own, and we finance our own oppression. These people disrespect you at times. They put their businesses in predominantly black neighborhoods but don't even live in the neighborhood. And yet you give your money away, and some of them you're good people with, you're good friends with. And this is not a dig or a hate on them. No, I just want you to wake up and see where your money is going and why we need to support our own. Because in order for us to build, we have to start with economics. You can't build anything without money. You can't build anything without a plan. But you definitely need money and you need a plan. And then you have the nerve to wonder why there's a little Italy in the city of Wilmington. And then you have to wonder why there's Chinatown in other cities. You want to know why? Because they have businesses. They have investment. So we as black people got to wake up. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because if we do not, we are going to die by default, because racism is a team sport and it will use anyone, even the ignorant. And this is not casting shade at nobody. I just want you to see. I just want you to wake up and see what your words mean. So we're going to take a little ride tonight. Let me pull this bad boy up. Seriously, because I want you guys to understand and know just where we are, because it's a sin and a shame that we cannot support our own. We will up here talk about each other like it ain't nothing. And the crazy thing about all of this is that, you know, it comes back on us. And even people that have black businesses, we got to do better with customer service. I'm going to talk about it all tonight. You're going to see both sides of this argument. But let me just say this. The black community has a spending power of 1.1 trillion in spending power. I'm going to say that again. The black community has a spending power of 1.1 trillion in spending power. 1.1 trillion. And yet it only circulates 6 hours in our community before it leaves. Money circulates 0 to 1 time in the black community. Money circulates 6 times in the Latino community than the black community. Money circulates 9 times in the Asian community compared to the black and Latino communities. Money circulates an unlimited amount of time before it leaves the white community. Other figures claim that the black dollar is in the black community for 6 hours before it leaves. And I said that to you guys. Other figures claim that the Jewish dollar is in the community for 19 days. And if you look at the Asian dollar, other figures claim that the Asian dollar is in the Asian community for 28 days before it leaves. So I just want to tell you about the city of Wilmington. GMP Sub Shop, or Pizza rather, is a white owned, and it has been in Wilmington for many years. So has Lucy's. Lucy's is white owned and has been in Wilmington for years. Ho Ho Mart is owned by Asians and has been in Wilmington for years. Fried Corner, owned by Asians, has been in Wilmington for years. And the crazy part about it is that as nice as the people are at GMP and as nice as the people are at Lucy's Sub Shop, those are white-owned businesses. They may have sold them. I think maybe Lucy's might have sold. I'm not sure. But definitely GMP, I don't think they have sold, not unless they sold it to the black people that were working there. But before all of that, it was an elderly white couple. And I want you guys to realize and know that they had their son working there. Their daughter was working there as well. And you got to understand that, you know, in the community, they set up shop in the black community. Ho Ho Mart has set up shop in the black community. Lucy's has set up shop in the black community. And what I want you guys to understand and know is that if they have set up shop in the black community, those monies are going to the white community. And if those monies are going to the white community, it's circulating 31 times before it leaves. So you can't blame yourself but you, because you have put your money into these businesses and you have not uplifted or even tried to build anything for our community, even when it comes down to churches. Man, we're so quick, man, to want to talk about and call the black preacher a pimp and that he's taking all the people's money, but yet give money to Kenneth Copeland, go to one of his believers conventions, pay for a plane ticket, give an offering, and yet want to complain about the black man who may be preaching the same thing Kenneth Copeland is preaching, but yet don't want to go to his conference and want to talk about why he up here having this offering and this and this and that. It's a shame. Seriously, it's a shame, because you got to realize that when Kenneth Copeland gets your money, or when Paula White gets your money, it circulates in the white community, and they may send your money off to Israel. And Israel is totally racist against Ethiopian-born Jews. They have a problem with racism just like America, and they need to get healed, saved, and delivered altogether. So I'm here to tell you right now is that, something needs to give. Something needs to happen, people. We got to wake up and understand and know that this is not God's perfect plan for us. And if we are going to be a black people that's going to be unified, it starts with our dollars. And we have to have integrity. We have to have business ethics to do it. And that's the God knows truth. And so the one thing that these businesses have in common is that they cater to the black community and make money off black customers. Do they live in Wilmington or the neighborhoods that they set up shop? Koreans cornered the black hair market decades ago by controlling the manufacturing, distribution, and retail sale of the hair extensions, the moneymaker in the black hair industry. They cornered it. They got a hold of the weave, and now they done took everybody hostage. And so you got to understand and know that's how they cornered the market. The black hair business is a $9 billion business. And like I told you earlier, the black spending power is $1.1 trillion. Black hair business, $9 billion, but it is controlled by Koreans. And it's hard for black people to get into the industry because when it comes to wholesale, Koreans only sell to their own. And it's difficult as a black owner doing hair, having a hair care product business. It's difficult to get product, especially from Koreans, especially from them, because they only sell to their own. And you damn near got to jump over and make sure that you have an Asian partner that can speak the language at times and also get your orders in. Because even though green speaks every language, that doesn't mean that they're going to sell to you. All green ain't good green, and they will sell to their own before they sell to you. And a new shop will open up and they'll have products that you've been trying to get, but all of a sudden now they got it. And then you wonder why people are going over to them. You want to know why that people are going to the Asians and that the black person's prices are higher, because they don't have the surplus. They don't have the frequency of customers. They're trying to build relationship. And that's what business is about. It's about building relationships. And so you as black people got to wake up and realize, man, when you asking your brother for a hookup, you're actually saying, I don't respect you enough to give you what you are worth. And I just want to tell you, when you say that in those type terms, I'm going to say this. You're a fucking leech. Yeah, I said it. And I'll call you that again. You bleed your own people. You a fucking vampire and leech. Because you're willing to give your money to somebody else before you're willing to invest it in your own. And then you wonder why our community looks the way that it looks. You wonder why these people can treat you any old kind of way and you still take it. You take it like you're taking it up the ass without Vaseline. You just sit there and take people's insults, and then you go to these shops, and you sit in their shops, and you wait, and then they talking about you in their language, making fun of you while you getting your nails done, while you getting your feet done, while you getting your eyebrows done, while you getting your hair done. And the crazy part about it is that don't let one of them fuck up. Then they want to get mad. Don't try to return a product. They don't want to honor it. Y'all know how it is. Seriously. I remember one time I was up on the Market Street Mall. I bought some grease. The lady put it in a thin ass bag. It broke through the daggone bag. And I asked her, hey, look, this broke through the bag. Can I get another one? She hollering at me talking about, what am I going to do about this? And I mean attitude. But yet, here it is. Everything was good. And as soon as I walked out the door and the bag broke, now it's a problem. And now you want to act like it's my fault. You put it in a thin-ass bag knowing how heavy that fucking grease was. And this is what I mean when I say they want your dollars, but they will not respect you. That's why I told you about Black Ties Matter, because the white church will take your money and they don't give a fuck about the black community, some of them. They will sit up here and save your soul, but won't want to save your body. Yes, I said it. And that's what I mean, man. The black hair industry is a $9 billion business. In 2015, more than half of the black women reported buying hair products compared to about a third of white women. Koreans own more than 70% of 10,000 beauty supply stores nationwide where there are a lot of black spending is done. So if they got about 10,000 shops nationwide, and that a lot of the black spending is done in those shops, it's hard for a black shop to compete. And then you have the nerve to say that the price is high. The price is high because they're trying to get in the game. And if you would just frequent these shops, if we just frequent our brothers and sisters, then maybe they will be able to compete. Because I'm going to tell you, look, the Asians are only going to sell to their own. If you go to these hair shows, you see who got spots, major spots on the floor. And that's the God knows truth. And they got it on lock. With the marketing, the distribution, and the retail sales. And y'all take it. Seriously. You sit up here and you take it. We spend a lot of money on products, and yet the profits do not go to our community, and we are shut out of the business that we invest in. So I want you guys to realize and understand that we are being shut out of those businesses. And the problems with black-owned businesses is this. Number one, customer service. You know, black-owned business, we have got to do better with our customer service. Customer service, you always late. You up here saying, okay, my first appointment is at 9 o'clock. You don't show up until 9:45. And then you expect people to pay you what you're worth, but you're late. People's time is important. Number two, false advertisement. You got pictures all over talking about the hairstyles that you can do, and you can't even do that shit. It's almost like Denise Huxtable sewing Theo's shirt. He wanted a Gordon Gartrell, but that was a hot mess that she created. But luckily, it worked out for him. And some of you know that you have fucked up people's hair, you fucked up people's cars, you fucked up people's roofs. And you advertise yourself as a licensed contractor. You working under somebody else's license, and you got crackheads and people on drugs for workers. And then people are wondering, yo, why is my roof leaking 3 months after the roofer left? He ain't do nothing with your roof. He took your money and put a fucking blue tarp on that bitch. And the reason why he did it is because he know you ain't getting up there. And they take advantage of our elderly community. This is the problem that is with some of our black businesses. I can't say all, but some of them. Number three, bait and switch. You go in there for one thing, and then they switch that shit out. You want something else, but then they say, oh, hey, we ain't got it, or I don't have it, or I can't do it, or I don't have the supplies to do it. And then they switch you up for something else, and you end up paying a higher price. Bait and switch. 4, contractors who use drug addicts for cheap labor. That is definitely a problem when you are getting your house remodeled and fixed. Contractors that use drug addicts as cheap labor, and I see it all the time. And the crazy part about it is that you got to make sure that your contractor is bonded and insured, because a contractor is only as good as his last job. And you got these contractors out here that will take and give you the show, but then want to give you the bare minimum when it comes to finalizing and doing repairs. They'll give you the show. Oh yeah, this needs to be done, and we do da 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 da, and then they send somebody to your house that's not even them. And then you ask, well, hey, where's so and so? Oh, he had another job. I don't know this dude. You say that's your partner? I'm telling you, that is the shit that you got to watch out for. Number 5, not making appointments and making excuses for it. See this all the time. You up here, you go to make an appointment, and you up here waiting around for the contractor. I had that happen today. Wasn't even a black contractor. Yesterday, I was geared to have an HVAC guy come out. He was supposed to look about my central air, and also I was looking to get ductless AC put throughout the house. Never showed. Never even called. And this is the shit that really gets under my skin, because number one, people's time is important. You can't sit up here and say, hey, I'm going to be here at 10 o'clock and not even call. But the one thing you got to realize, even with black businesses, is that sometimes they will rate you. If you're doing housework, or even with some of the Latino companies, I try to get a Latino company to come and hook up my grass. And I'm starting to believe that, there's prejudice even with that, because they will break their necks to get to the white man. They will break their necks to get that. But when it comes to some black people, they like, nah, I ain't fooling with that. And I had money. I stopped dude right on the street. I was like, yo, man, y'all got time today? He gave me a number. I called. And I thought they was going to come. Thought they was going to come the next day after they got done. Never came. Guy told me, oh, yeah, we'll call you. Never called. Ended up getting a black guy. And then the crazy part, even with that, I was like, yo, man, can you, do the weed eater and cut my grass? He gave me the weed eater, but, he didn't want to use the lawnmower and everything. And I'm like, all right, if it wasn't for the fact that I needed, my shit was high and I needed it to be cut down low, I probably would have went with somebody else. And then somebody else came along and they hooked it up with the lawnmower. And I was thankful for that, because I needed mine cut low, real low. So, you got to start valuing people's time. You can't make excuses on why you just miss appointments. Some of them just miss appointments just because. And then the crazy part is that they treat you, like you ought to be grateful. No. You need what I have. And I'm willing to pay you for your skill. But don't treat me like I ought to be thankful that you're taking my business and that you're taking my money. Because I could go elsewhere. But a lot of these people, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, and I had some really good brothers, some really good people. I'm like, yo, man, dude, we've been doing business back and forth. You've been my go-to guy, but then all of a sudden now, make a little bit of money. You don't want to fool with me now. I totally get it, but then you got to understand, in the contractor business, there's feasts and there's famine seasons. They don't want to call you when it's feast. They will miss appointments on you when it's feast, but then they breaking their necks to call you when it's famine. And I had that. I'm like, nah, dude, because I tried to get you about 3-4 months ago, and you ignored none of my calls, didn't even give me a call back or a text. And now all of a sudden, here it is, you in famine season, and you want me to, to hook up that job? You want to do that job when I needed you 4 months ago? Nah, dude, it ain't happening. Okay, what's the next one? Number 6, not valuing a customer's time. We done talked about that. Seriously. Number 7, not starting work or appointments on time. And that goes with not valuing a customer's time. So if you're saying that you're coming over at 9, don't start the job at 10. You should be prepared and start the job at least by 9:30. I'll give you 30 minutes to get coffee. You shouldn't be starting no shit at 10, talking about, oh yeah, we come over at 9, and then you end up leaving, gotta go to Home Depot or wherever you get your supplies from, and you don't come back till 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then want to stop at 2. Seriously, that is why we gotta value customers' time. Because if we say that we're going to start at a certain time, we start at a certain time, we finish at a certain time. Because you gotta understand that people's lives, their time is important, and we can't be holding up people's lives in time. We can't be making an intrusion on family time. 8, working conditions and environment, not having a clean shop or a clean house if you're working out of your house and people got to come there. So you got to have an atmosphere that is conducive for a customer's return. You just can't have people coming over to your house and coming over to your shop and your shit is all dirty. You got hair all over the place. The furniture's all messed up. It look like you ain't nothing been wiped down. That's not comfortable to certain customers, and especially in the COVID-19 era, you better make sure your shit is clean. You better make sure you sweeping up, wiping down every time. Because the one thing about business is that people want an experience. The important thing about business is the comeback. 9, not willing to fix or return a customer's money if the service has caused damage or is messed up that the customer complains. So here it is. If you done messed their hair up, or if you done messed their building up or roof up or windows or whatever, and they start complaining, you ain't willing to fix that shit or even reimburse their money or give it back, there's something wrong with that picture. Especially when you saying, I got to take a mistake. Here it is. I asked for my hair to be auburn. And here it is. You make it copper brown. You make it penny brown. I asked for auburn. And you make it penny brown. Or better yet, you make it crayon brown. Or here it is. I asked for red highlights. And next thing I know, my shit is pink. Or you send me to somebody who does not know about a perm, and now you got me looking like Myra from Martin. And had the nerve to say to me, oh, hey, girl, bald is good. You going to be all right? Oh, I can cut that down. I'll fix that. And if she says, I want you to fix it and want my money back, you give her both. Don't say either or. Don't let her walk out with her hair like that. That's not good business ethics. And you have to have good business ethics and integrity, or else they will not go back to you and they will speak on you. And the one thing about business is this: word of mouth travels. Your business can be exalted or your business can be thrown down low, like from Mount Olympus, like from the kingdom of heaven down to the ground, just by one bad complaint. Because complaints spread. Word of mouth spreads. And with the social media this day and people able to take pictures, your business can shut down. And that's the God knows truth. So you need to also have licenses. You have to have permits. You have to have business insurance for those instances. Especially if you know that you're working out of your house. Especially if you know that you have a building. You got to make sure that thing is up to code. You got to make sure that all the facilities work in there, the bathrooms work in there, that people are safe in there, and that they will not be hurt. But man, some of the stuff that I've seen, oh my God. It's almost like, man, you got to jump through and go through Vietnam just to get a daggone haircut. And please don't have roaches in your shop or in your house. People should not have to put up with that. Oh yeah, I'm going there tonight. Number 10, not having supplies or materials. I dealt with a guy We dealt with a guy that was supposed to do drywall at our house. Do you not know this man said that he needed for us to rent him a truck and get the materials and also give him money to rent the tools? He didn't have nothing. He came over to our house on a bike. But yet we was recommended this man. This man had the reputation, oh, he's a good drywall man. That was years ago. And that's what I mean when I say a contractor is only good as his last job. You need to see pictures. You need to be able to contact people. Hey, did so-and-so do you good? Was the price good? Did they do good? Did they clean up? These are the questions that you need to ask. And you also need to, if you're going to sign contracts, you need to list everything that they're going to do. And you need to make sure that you have an inspector if it's a big project to make sure you're getting what you have paid for. Because some of these people, they will take and buy new stuff and use your old stuff and keep your new stuff. You pay for it, they keep it and still use the old stuff. You can't be paying for new pipes and they still using the old pipes. They just cleaning them. You can't be paying for new wood and they just got a little piece of wood down when they up here saying they're going to replace the whole floor. So I want to talk about the myth. The myth is if you want something right, you need to call Mr. White. If you want it done right, call Mr. White. And that is the thing that they say about black business. Because we don't even have faith in our own black businesses. But yet we'll give our money away to the white community. That circulates 31 days. We'll give our money away to the Asian community. That circulates 19 to 28 days. And then our community, 6 hours. I'm getting sick and tired of us, grand opening, grand closing. That's the God knows truth. And so the thing that we also have to do in black businesses, my black entrepreneurs, you have to command. You have to command what you are worth. If you're worth $500 an hour, you command the price. If people don't want to pay that price, don't reduce your price because they don't know your work or your worth. So don't take and dummy down. If you're $500, don't settle for somebody paying you $100. And that's the God knows truth. I don't care if you just out here starting, man. Look, you put the work in. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you start lowballing yourself right now, you're going to be lowballing yourself forever. And people are not going to respect you and people are not going to value you. Sometimes you need to be able and be willing to walk away. And be like, I'm sorry. This is my price. This is the best that I can do. I'm not lowering it. This is what you get with me. And you got to be willing to tell them that and be willing to walk away because they don't know your work and they do not know your worth. I remember I made the vital mistake of giving away my first book. And I gave it away to people. Oh, hey, I don't have the money. Can I give it to you such and such a day? I was like, all right, I trusted them. And then there was people who said, oh yeah, man, I can sell these at my job. And I gave them books and they never returned my money, nor did they ever give me my books back. And the crazy part about it is that I ended up seeing my book on Amazon. And I ended up buying some of those books back. And the crazy part about it is that I look at some of the autographs that I signed to some of the people, some of the autographed copies. And I was like, wow. This is how you treat me. I give you something as a gift. You can't even pay me, but you're going to make money off of something that I labored for. It's a shame how we do our own. Seriously, it's a shame that we will take and bootleg our brothers and sisters' arts and movies. And I ain't going to lie, I was guilty of it. And I had to repent. And I definitely repented. I was like, all right, Lord, I'm not going to do my people like this. And it wasn't until I got out here and saw it firsthand. And then I also saw firsthand how some people who you work for, how they can be just as shiesty. I did a rap for this brother And the crazy part about it, we was both in the music game just starting. I'm like, yo, dude, look, I don't want no money. I just need ASCAP so I could get in the game. Do you not know that nigga took all my credits? And I did concerts with him and everything. And I was getting ready to take him to court, but, our praise and worship leader was like, nah, man, don't do it. And I didn't do it because, at the end of the day, I was like, Lord have blessed me. But that's my experience and everything. But I was like, look, if I ever go someplace and I hear him play that track and my voice come up there, he better hope I ain't in the audience, because I will go up, run up on stage and punch him the hell out. Yes, I still need deliverance and God is still healing me. Because I'm like, dude, I went all over the place with you and you robbed me. I never asked you for anything. And then the sad part about it is that I couldn't even get a CD for free, and I worked on it. Told me I had to buy it. If I tell you what his name is, probably some of y'all probably know him. But that just goes to show you, man, that even when it comes to our own, we're not willing to do right. And that's what I mean about business ethics and integrity. I want to give you a lasting impression when you work with me. When you work with me, I want you to be secure. I want to make sure that even if it's a loss to me, that you're going to walk away with something. And that's the God knows truth, because I want to have the reputation of, yo, when you work with Brother Leon, yo, he's the truth, man. He's good. So you have to create an experience and an atmosphere that will bring a return to your customers. The most important thing is the comeback. And so you show up on time, you value your customers' time, you save and invest in yourself so that you can expand. Racism is a team sport. We start by unifying our team, by bringing our dollars to our community. And so I just want to leave you with that, is that in order for us to succeed, we have to begin economically. So I'm telling you right now, man, look, if we can fight over a fucking chicken sandwich, then we can support black business. Because I'm going to tell you the one thing about franchises, some of them are not owned by black people. Some of them are, but a lot of them are not. Popeyes, I believe, is not black owned. I definitely know that Chick-fil-A is not black owned, but yet we was fighting hand and foot getting a fucking chicken sandwich. And all it is a chicken sandwich. The black image is used. It is used by Coke. It is used by Pepsi. It is used by Nike. It is used by Adidas. And yet we are not owners. We are not CEOs. They will allow you to buy stock. And that is what you may need to do. But when it comes to the black dollar, you got to realize where we put it at. Seriously. And you also have to ask yourself, am I financing my own oppression? Because some of you are. You finance your own oppression when you say, I'm not going to go to my brother because he's high, but yet you give your money to the Asians who make fun of you, who will not stand for you even when it comes to social justice. They will take your money and talk about you, set up in the hood, and go back to their homes in Pennsylvania and in the suburbs once they close up shop for the day. They don't live where they work. So I want you guys to understand and know that we have got to do better. I want to interview on a podcast on why we need to support black businesses. So I'll probably be going to a black hair shop. I'll probably be going to H&H on DuPont Highway. I'll probably be ignition that knows how to do weave. We'll see. But I'm hoping that God opens up that door, because I want you to see the importance of us as a black community unifying our money, because it starts with us. If we can have Wall Street, if we can have Rosewood, we can have something else. But it starts with us coming together. The reason why the bus boycott worked is because black people made up their mind that they were going to spend their money elsewhere. But there's always somebody in our group who's willing to sell out. And that's the God knows truth. So we got to stop that. I'm telling you, we have got to stop it. Because I'm getting sick and tired of us being disrespected. and then we disrespect our own. And then when we come to a level of privilege, and when we come to a level of economic power, then we disrespect our people. Because the one thing that I will tell you about black privilege is that black privilege is supposed to be used to bring people above the scratch line, to empower people, not tear people down. But that's what we do when we don't flow in ethics, when we do not flow in integrity. And that's what I mean about black privilege, whether it's education, whether it's entrepreneurial, whether it's, leadership, whether it's medical, whether it's mental health. We use it to empower people, not tear people down. So black people, we have got to wake up. This is your boy, Brother Leon, and I want you guys to be blessed. And I just want you guys to know, man, that I'm not digging on nobody. This is not a personal attack. This is a personal wake-up call. Because we got to wake up. Because we have drank the Kool-Aid of other communities for too long. We have gotten drunk off of people's disrespect. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. So on that note, I want you to be blessed.
Walk in the truth that makes you free every day.